And welcome back to the program. I'm still here with Pachara, the third-year student at Chulalongkorn University, of course. Now, tell me a little bit more about the questions that you received, and then how did you answer them?
So after I delivered 5-minute speech, still 2 questions. The first one is the common questions for every candidate, like I mentioned.
Okay.
The first one was, how would you like to see the youth partnership in the next 5 years?
Oh, okay.
So I basically tackling this question in 2 major perspectives. For domestic affairs first, I said that I'd like to see the right conception building in the span of 5 years period, not only for sustainable development goals, but starting from sufficiency economy philosophy, because I believe that many Thai students or younger generations do have a misconception about sufficiency economy philosophy.
Not even younger, trust me, like my generation.
So most people will believe that this philosophy is for only poor people or only farmers, but it actually could be applied in every single unit of the society, and no matter what age you are, it could use as a framework or guideline for your life.
Right.
And for international affairs, I would like to see this partnership sponsored by whether private or public organization to bringing youth from many countries together. It's not only a place where we could choose our shoes, I mentioned as from my speech, but it also the way that we learn from others as well. So for example,
so it's a platform.
It's
really.
a platform, yeah. It's not only to showcase S4EP, our shoes, but it also learn their shoes, that what they brought over from their country, what they approach for sustainable development goals from their country as well.
Good answer.
Yeah, that one is pretty fine, but the second one is way harder for me. This one, I believe I received it from the diplomat, the judges, the one who asked the question is, I think, diplomat in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So he basically asked me that, you are a student of mass communication, right? I say yes. And then he asked that, as a student of communication, how would you apply moderation concept to the media world today, as media portray very extreme news and content?
I want to know how you answer that, because I would not.
And it was this impromptu questions. I have no time to think. I have to respond immediately. But yeah, so I think I took 5 seconds to think about it, and
That's not very long.
Yeah, and that's all I have. And then I simply answered that taking approach for the media circle. I believe it's not the whole process of the media world today, because media is not the only one who control media today. I would say that media nowadays is interactive based. So if you want to apply something or moderation concept, or you want to change media, it's not only changing in media itself. You have to change from the people like, share, and post it, and that's the people as well. So I would say that in order to apply moderation to media world, you have to apply it from individual levels, starting from people. Once you stop sharing, liking, or posting those extreme colorful news on media as a business unit will have to follow that trend. And once we all apply the moderation concept to each of us and stop doing that thing that I mentioned, the media change could happen as a whole in the circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I can see how you'll be a perfect representative for Thailand youth.
Oh,
like
thank
for
you.
Thai youth to actually go. Now, can we talk a little bit, about this particular forum that you're joining? Can you tell us a little bit of a background on it? What are you going to expect for this?
Well, this forum is the 6th ECOSOC Youth Forum. ECOSOC stands for Economic and Social, so it's one pillar in United Nations, and it's the first time that Thailand have sent the youth delegates to join this forum.
You're a good choice.
Well, thank you. Well, and this forum will bring together all United Nations member youth delegates and authority from each country who take care the youth affairs in the nation. So I believe that I would be joining the delegation team with Thai authority who take care of youth and young generation in Thailand and represent my generation voice in a global platform in order to be the idea for the global could draft the policy in the next future. Yeah.
Now, what do you think this, how long does this forum take?
The forum lasts for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you will get to meet a lot of people once again, just like you
I
did
believe
in,
so.
in
I
the
believe
camp.
so.
Coming back to Thailand, well, obviously you haven't been, you're not there yet, so it's really hard, but to guess about what you would like to bring back and then how you would like to apply that in the future to what you're doing right now, because you're a third year student. I mean, some
Sure.
people will say, what can you do, like as a third year student? What do you think?
Well, as a sake for the nation, I would say one thing that I could learn, I view this forum as another platform where I could bring my own stuff, my shoes, again, the SEP concept or Thai values or situation or projects in Thailand that Thai youth has been participating and share this pair of shoes in the global forum. At the same time, I would take this opportunity to learn from others' shoes as much as possible in order to learn and explore how youth engagement or youth action in the other countries being portrayed or being organized in each of the member state country. And after I came back, I believe that there will be some debrief session and feedback session. So I could propose that policy and that vision to the people in charge of drafting the policy, and I would be myself, would be the one who tried to advocate youth engagement to join this kind of events more. For me personally,
Right.
yeah, I would also like to learn more about the United Nations as it one area that I'm very interested in, and would like to see how the United Nations that we have seen from the media over and over again actually worked. Yeah.
Now, our late king, King Bhumibol Adulyadej, he has been praised by the United Nations. I mean, like at his passing.
And the UNESCO as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Everybody was pretty much stood up and, moment of silence in remembrance of his late king. However, in terms of, apart from SEP, I was just wondering, any other wisdoms or guidance from His Majesty the King Bhumibol Adulyadej that you have learned from or you use to guide your daily life?
Well, my daily life mostly rely on the SEP concept as a decision-making framework.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just economy, but the concept itself in terms of, not too much, not too little.
Indeed. So they got like 3 core elements: moderation, reasonableness, and prudence. Yeah. So it's a decision-making framework that I took as an approach in every decision-making steps that I have to take. And my family, myself, also apply so-called the new theory farming back in my home in Lampang. So we got like quite some land to organize and to prepare. It's not 100% according to the new theory as it says it's a theory, it's open to interpretation. So we have to adapt it into the context.
Theory is the core.
Yeah.
It's, it's like the application of that theory.
Indeed,
that's actually,
indeed.
make it practical.
Yeah, so we try to have some land management and water resources management in our own house. So yeah, that's what a family trying to adopt and walked after His Majesty the late King principle and guideline, I'd say.
So would it far-fetched to say that I believe your family is the major influence on the way you think or how build yourself as well?
Both directly and indirectly, I would say. So I was born with a family who looked up to the late King very, very much. Principle and guidelines, I was passed from my generation to generations. So I believe that, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure the answer will be, they're very proud of you. But when you first told them about, you know what, I'm going to join this particular competition, and then, oh, you know what, I won. How did they feel?
Well, it's a tough decision because, as I mentioned, I have to balance a way between going to foreign exchange on time or go there 2 weeks late just to join this competition, which I don't even know yet whether I will win or not. So but once they say, if it's your dream, go for it. And it's such an honor being the one who represent Thai youth and represent the philosophy into the global stage. So I think they took the bet and yeah, we're
Well,
here.
the result's great, right? Now, when we talk about the forum, going back to the forum in the United States still, do you think that apart from this particular forum, maybe perhaps in the future you would like to explore other maybe events that you can join as well?
Well, actually, I'd like to take this opportunity to promote the other forum as well. It's called United Nations General Assembly, like Youth General Assembly, or UNGA for youth. So it's another forum for young generation in Thailand that could represent the country and join the forum. So that one is actually larger forum for youth to join, and it takes longer because this one is mainly focused on economic and social.
Right.
Yeah, but that one is focused on all areas that United Nations has. So that one would be another aim that I would dream for, and that's like take 3 weeks, I guess.
Wow.
Well, so that's pretty long, and I think I believe it's a bigger job that I would go for in future.
Now, talk about this particular forum that you would like to join. How are you going in? Like, are you going to use the same shoes, like the same concept?
Well, the
going in?
UNGA itself. I think I believe that by representing Thailand in the United Nations General Assembly for Youth, the selection process itself would be really, really tough. I believe that they got 3 or 4 rounds compared to the speech and petition. It's like 2 rounds. I once tried as well when I was first year. I applied for the UNGA thing, and I failed for the first round. Because that time, I have to admit that I was underprepared in terms of United Nations knowledge and diplomatic news of Thailand and position of Thailand. So the selection process is much more complicated than this one, and you have to be like well-rounded.
With your experience, I think
I would have I should be more understanding about the United Nations.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. But good luck on this particular forum. Hopefully you get all the information in, come back and apply that for our country, and then of course another forum as well. I'm pretty sure you'll be a great candidate for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much ค่ะ ขอบคุณ His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej's wisdom and guidance have not only provided Thai people with sustainable way of life. However, his philosophy is widely praised worldwide as well. His legacy has been passed on to the new generation of youth who will learn to follow his footsteps for years to come. And that concludes this episode of Be My Guest. I'm Wanasan Kerhong. สวัสดีค่ะ